All right, welcome back to another episode of College Football on the Bridge. Today we're going to talk about the Appalachian State Mountaineers. And it was nothing like we normally would see from App State last year under first year coach Dowell Loggins. He it went 5-8. Definitely disappointing compared to what you're used to seeing from App State. And to make matters worse, they had 40 players enter the transfer portal. So you have a subpar season, and then you lose 40 players. It's a lot. They bring in Malachi Singleton. He's bounced around Arkansas, Purdue. Hasn't shown a whole lot, but he's kind of seems to be leading the quarterback competition. They also have Henry Hasselbeck coming in from UCLA, and Tommy Yotovsky coming up from Kennesaw. So they have some depth there. Um, not necessarily proven depth, but they have some. You have UCLA and Purdue, Arkansas, that type, kind of bigger programs coming in. So maybe one of them will kind of take the lead. They bring in Treyon Webb from Florida. Solid back. He's just been injured pretty much the entire time he has been playing. Has a lot of potential. I just don't know the injury situation, how if he's back full go, what's lingering. It seems to have, whether that's just the coaching staff of Florida or the injuries that he just didn't quite seem to get back in there. I mean, he came in as a freshman. He looked pretty good though. They also bring in Jamarian Burnett from Houston. Again, kind of not a whole lot of production, but coming over from a bigger school. They're bringing in Chris Lofton from Gardner Webb. He had 56 catches, a little less than 1,000 yards, so just some production. I mean, it's not necessarily a great competition coming over, but it is production. So maybe he brings experience, and he's they do bring back Sam Mbaki. He had started five games last year, but not a lot of experience. He had 24 catches for 207 yards. So not great. So it's kind of a rebuilding, however you want to word that, type of year for offense. Defensively is a little better. Colton Ferris is kind of the leader at linebacker. He led the team with 101 tackles and even had 3 interceptions. So, I mean, that's pretty good, especially from a linebacker spot, getting 3 interceptions. Hey, that sounds good to me. On the line, they have Aiden Benton. He had 3.5 sacks last year. They have Caleb Sandstrom. He only had 3 starts last year, but he did have a forced fumble and recovery in the against Marshall last year to end up winning that game. So they do have some guys. They bring back safety Dylan Haas. So they have some guys, but it's kind of the defense is gonna have to keep them in games. That's for sure. They bring in from Charlotte cornerback Cary Grant. After losing 40 players, it wouldn't matter if it was the actor Cary Grant. Just to put somebody out there at this point. You need guys. So they brought into a lot of it's more depth pieces. Transfer from Charlotte, transfer from Towson, transfer from East Tennessee State. it's kind of just getting some dudes in there, maybe a little bit of experience, but I mean, nothing's gonna, you know, nothing nuts to write home about, but maybe they can build something together with that. 5-8 last season. This year, they start off. They got Maine, East Carolina, Charlotte, at North Carolina State, Old Dominion, at Coastal Carolina, James Madison, at Georgia Southern, Georgia State, Marshall, UL Monroe, at South Alabama. Like they don't, gosh, they don't leave the state of North Carolina until October 16th, where they got to travel all the way down to Myrtle Beach. So I mean, they don't got a whole lot of travel. That's pretty impressive. I think the farthest they got to go away is either it's probably South Alabama, I would imagine. I haven't calculated up either South Alabama, Georgia Southern, or Marshall. So they're not even leaving the southeast, unless you count Marshall as not in the southeast. It's kind of debatable. Anyway, it's pretty workable. NC State's gonna be a little tricky. The rest of it's kind of breaking in a lot of new staff. You got Georgia Southern, but you know they're having a new quarterback in there. It's a Sun Belt, so it's kind of everybody has a shot, which is nice. I mean, we like to see the parity in the sport. But overall, you know, you hope they improve from 5-8, but you know, you don't expect much just from losing so much. But you know, it's a portal era, like it or not. If these guys can live up, if you can get Trayon Webb back to what he looked like he could be, if you know Malachi Singleton or Hasselbeck can come in and kind of be what they were, you know, their potential, you know, there is some potential to have a better season, but I'm not expecting it, you know, right off the bat to be much. Schedule's decent though, so let's give them a little bit of improvement. Let's say they get to a 6-6, 7-5 win, and we'll see how it goes. But I guess we have to, you know, play the games and roll them out there, see how everything goes.